Hello, students. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing good. Students, I have come up with some announcement. Vinandi, it's very important for your career. The thing is, Memo, a series of career counseling sessions istunamo for 10th pass outs. All right. So you will be put in touch with engineers, doctors, CEOs, no, bankers, managers, AI specialists, and all. So you will have a chance to interact with them. Zoom session to interact, one-to-one interaction అవ్వచ్చు. So you keep uh, keep in touch with us. వాట్సాప్ కమ్యూనిటీలో మీకు అప్డేట్ చేస్తాము, లింక్ పంపిస్తాము, రిజిస్టర్ చేసుకొని ఆ జూమ్ సెషన్ అటెండ్ చేయొచ్చు మీరు. ఆల్రైట్. సో డాక్టర్స్ మాట్లాడతారు. మీరు ఒకవేళ డాక్టర్ అవ్వాలనుకుంటే యూ కెన్ హ్యావ్ ఎ ఛాన్స్ టు టాక్ టు డాక్టర్స్. వారు మీకు గైడెన్స్ ఇస్తారు. ఎలా ఉంటుంది కెరియర్, ఎలా ఉంటుంది, ఏం చేయాలి, ఎలా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వాలి, అలాంటి టిప్స్ ఇస్తారు. If at all you want to become a artificial intelligence expert, we have got artificial intelligence experts. We have got IT alumni, so who are there in the top notch fields or top notch settle అయి ఉన్నారు. So CEOs ఉన్నారు. So you will have a chance to interact with them. All right. So be in the loop. మీకు లింక్ పంపిస్తాము, రిజిస్టర్ చేసుకోండి, and then you'll have a chance to interact with top notch specialists in the field, different kinds of fields, be it doctor, engineer, or a entrepreneur. All right. So let's get started with the session. I request Fatima ma'am to continue the session.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, students. Welcome to Jatadhara Educational Technology. I hope you all are doing great. So as sir told you that every subject is important, right? So, okay. So as sir told you that every subject is important, okay? So you have to focus in every subject, right? So in this class, we will be doing our biology, and as you all know, these are your exam preparations. So our today's topic is transportation. We will do a quick revision of some important points, and then we will be doing some questions related to the topic. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I can see many of you have already joined. Chat section is open for you all. If you have any queries in any topic, please write it in the chat box. I'll explain you all. And if you do not have, please write your answers in the chat box. Avoid chatting in the chat box to Brits. Humble request from my side, okay? All right. Let's start the session. So our today's topic is transportation. Okay. Okay, let me tell you first that transportation, what is the meaning of transportation? Transportation is a process in which blood or any fluid transports in your entire body. Okay, if we talk about human body, what is the main fluid that transports in the entire body? That is blood only, right? And in plants, what it is? It is mineral containing water, means food and water both, right? Because these two are also, we have different system of transportation, right? So as we know that in our human body, what is the main important element of transportation? That is blood, right? So in this session we will learn how blood transports in the entire body. Okay, as we all know that blood transportation is carried out by means of what? By means of heart, right? So heart is the main organ that transports blood through to the entire body, right? Okay. In the year 1816, René Laennec invented stethoscope. Now, what is this stethoscope? Stethoscope is basically a device that is used for hearing the heartbeat. Okay, heartbeat of the patient. Okay, So with this heartbeat, we can understand that whether blood is properly transporting in the body or not. Right? If there is no heartbeat, then it means the person is no more. Okay. Now, this heartbeat is also different in the different age groups. For example, in newborns, it is 100 to 150. In infants, that is 3 to 6 months kid or young one, it is 90 to 120. Then between 6 to 12 months, it is 80 to 120. And in children 1 to 10, it is 70 to 130. In children over 10 years or adult, it is 60 to 100. Well trained athletes have 40 to 60. Okay. So this is how it depends. Here we have the structure of heart that you should be knowing very properly. Okay. You should know all the labelings. This is the heart. This portion is known as your atrium. This broader part of the heart is known as the atrium. And the pointed part, lower part, is known as the ventrium or ventricle. Okay. This is the aorta. Okay. This is aorta. This is aorta. And this is pulmonary artery. Okay, this is the pulmonary artery. That is the only artery in the body that carries deoxygenated blood. Okay, and this is aorta. Aorta is the only artery that, pulmonary artery, yes. And aorta, with this, it in the entire body, the oxygenated blood is, carried out. Okay, superior vena cava. Through this, deoxygenated blood enters into the body, and through aorta, oxygenated blood comes out of the heart and it is transported to the entire body. There are valves also. When blood flows, there are valves. By these closing and opening of the valve, there is a pressure which is being generated, that we all be learning in this class. Okay. Difference between arteries and veins. What is the difference? Arteries have narrow lumen and veins have wider lumen. Okay. Why this is there are narrow and wider lumen? Because in the arteries, blood flows with pressure, and in the veins, blood does not flow with any pressure. Okay. And then, yes, we have one more thing, that is blood capillaries. Blood capillaries are the microscopic vessels made of single layer of cells. What is there? Diffusion of various substances takes place in the blood capillaries. Okay. And when the diffusion is taking place, at that time, leukocytes or WBC cells, they can squeeze out of the capillary wall. Okay, so they are basically, the capillaries are the link between arteries and veins. They establish the continuity of arteries and veins. Okay, then we have cardiac cycle. In the cardiac cycle, what happens? First, you should know that human heart starts beating around 21st day. Okay, during the embryonic development. If it is not beating, then what happens? It means it results in the death of the person. Okay, what is the cardiac cycle? Cardiac cycle is basically referred to as, one contraction of atria, one relaxation of atria, and one contraction and relaxation of ventricles. This is known as cardiac cycle. Okay, means one contraction of atrium and ventrium and one relaxation of atrium and ventrium is known as, this cardiac cycle. How does it happen? See, as we all know that we have 4 chambers of the blood, right? We can divide it like this. This is chamber number 1, chamber number 2, chamber number 3, and this is chamber number 4. As the blood enters in the heart through the superior vena cava, this is deoxygenated blood, right? It enters in the right atrium. Okay. In the right atrium, when it enters, there is a tricuspid valve. Okay. It increases the pressure in the atria, Due to this pressure, these valves open and the blood flows downwards into the ventricles. Okay, as the blood flows, the arteria relax. Okay, and the ventricles they contract. Okay, because when the ventricles are contracting, what will happen? They can be backward flow. So these valves they just shut. Okay, they close automatically. And this, when they close, they produce a sound that is known as love sound. Okay, that is which prevents the backward flow of the blood. Now, when this, ventricles will contract again, what will happen? The blood will be pushed upwards into the pulmonary artery. Okay, in that also we have semilunar valves. As the blood will be pushed, ventricles will relax, and there will be a low sound of the closing of these pulmonary valves. That sound is known as dub sound. Okay. Now, through this pulmonary vein, what will happen? No, not it will not enter in the pulmonary vein. There is some confusion. Let me clear. Okay. On the ventricles, they move to the aorta. Sorry, blood moves through the aorta. Okay. On ventricle contraction due to the pressure in the blood moves into the aorta and the pulmonary artery. And when the valves are closed forcibly, we can hear the love and up sounds. Okay. When the ventricle relax, what will happen? The pressure in the ventricles is reduced. The blood which has entered the arteries tries to come back into the ventricles. The walls present in the blood vessels are closed. Now we can listen the dull sound as I told you, and that is known as dub sound. Now when blood has already entered, now it is ready for pumping. What will happen? Then okay, blood will enter to the pulmonary vein. Okay, from the pulmonary vein again it will flow into the left chamber. Okay, over there again it will enter into this left arteria, and from the left arteria it will come down into the left ventricle. From the left over there, what will happen? The oxygen of mixing of oxygen will be there, and this oxygenated blood will pass into the aorta, and from the aorta into the entire body parts. Understood? So this is how the blood circulation goes on. Okay, single and double circulation. Now we know that blood flows in the blood vessels. Now to keep the blood moving, heart should pump continuously, right? The blood that is pumped by the heart reaches the body parts and come back to the heart also. How many blood vessels are there? Blood vessels are many in the body. Okay. There are many blood vessels. Through the blood vessels only, I can't understand. What you cannot understand, students, please write in the chat box. Have you not understood the functioning of the heart? Single and double circulation, I am already there on it. Single circulation is simple. See, suppose this is of any aquatic animal. There are gills. In the gills, there are blood capillaries. Okay. And again, we have veins, right? Coming on the MCQs very soon, students. Okay, so what happens as the blood flows from the artery, it is carrying the deoxygenated blood. As we know that in the gills, what happens? There is in the gills, what happens? Oxygen is taken, and in the gills, oxygen is there. So what happens? This blood in the capillaries, it will mix, and it will mix with the oxygen, and whatever waste material will be there, it will be diffused out, and the oxygenated blood will flow into the entire body. Again, when the oxygenated blood will collect all those impurities, again there will be diffusion. in the veins, and what will happen in the capillaries? Again, this impure blood will flow and it will bring to the artery. Again, in the gills, there will be diffusion. So this is single circulation. In the double circulation, what happens? See, this is double circulation, right? From the brain, deoxygenated blood is coming through superior vena cava, and from the lower part of the body through inferior vena cava, blood is entering into the heart, right? And from the arms also, there is a way it is entering into the heart. That is deoxygenated blood is entering. Okay, this flowing of deoxygenated blood is from you can say right ventricle. It is again through pulmonary vein. It is going to the left side, right? Over there, capillary network is there. What is happening in that? There is a diffusion, means mixing of oxygen over here. It is again entering into the left side of the heart, right? Into the left, first auricles and then ventricles, then through aorta, it is going to the brain and to the lower part of the body, to all the organs. So this is known as double circulation. Okay. We have another system, that is lymphatic system in the muscles, right? So the fluid that flows in the limbs, that is known as lymph vessels. What is lymph vessels? Lymph is basically, you can say it is a connection link between bloods and tissues. Okay, which is also a very essential substance. Okay. Blood is a substance which contains solid and liquid parts both, but lymph is a substance that contains blood without solid particles. This is the difference. Okay. Blood pressure. What is blood pressure? Blood pressure is the pressure exerted by the blood on the walls of the blood vessels. Okay. The pressure is due to the contraction of ventricles to push the blood into the vessels. Okay. And blood pressure is generally measured by an instrument known as sphygmomanometer. There are two readings in that. One is diastolic, one is systolic. Okay. What is diastolic? See, one measure of the pressure during the time when the blood is forced out of the ventricles. This is known as systolic pressure. Okay. For a healthy person, it should be 120 mm of Hg. And the second reading is taken during the resting period of the ventricles. This is known as diastolic pressure. And for a healthy human being, it should be 80 mm Hg. Okay. Again, varies at the different, when you are doing different activities. Suppose when you are running, you are walking, or you are resting, accordingly BP can differ. Okay, coagulation of blood. If you are wounded, what happens? The blood oozes out from your body, right? But after a few time, you will see that what happens? There is a clot, right? If this clot will not be there, what will happen? All the blood from your body can flow up. So how does this clot is formed, right? When the blood flows out of the body, the platelet release an enzyme called thrombokinase. Now, this thrombokinase acts on another substance present in the blood, which is known as prothrombin, converting it into thrombin. Prothrombin is inactive, but in the presence of thrombokinase, it becomes active and forms as thrombin. This thrombin again acts on fibrinogen and converts fibrinogen into fibrin. Okay, now these fibrin fibers are responsible for the formation of blood clot. Okay, when the blood flows, they are entangled in these fibrin fibers and the blood stops over there. Flowing is stopped. After the flowing, what happens? After the clot has formed, there is a yellowish straw colored fluid comes out of the clot, that is known as serum. Okay. Then again, there is a very important role of vitamin K in the coagulation of blood. If the vitamin K will not be there in the blood, what will happen? This fibrin will not be formed. Okay. And there is a deficiency in some people, and they have a disorder also. If the vitamin K deficiency is there in any person, these kind of people generally suffer from hemophilia. Okay, it means if they have any other blood injury, if any injury they have, their blood will not coagulate. Okay, now plants transportation. What happens? As we all know, in plants there are two important, you can say, tissues that not tissues, cells are there, basically xylem cells and phloem cells, which are responsible for transportation in plants, right? Through xylem, water is transported from the roots to the entire parts of the plant, and from the from the phloem, what happens? Phloem helps in the transportation of food materials from the leaves to the root and again to the periphery. Okay, so this is how the presence of phloem is there and xylem is there in the, you can say, root and in the stem. It is different. Okay, what is root pressure? Root pressure is there in the plants through which what that helps in the upward movement of water from the ground to the entire parts of the plant. Okay, the mechanism of water movement in plants. We all know that water moves from root to the tip of the plant. Okay, that is why if you cover the plant with any plastic bag or something like that, what what will happen? You will see after some time that there are fine droplets of water, right? So how does this happen? Because water is coming out from the ground. Now it is extracting water. That is why it is releasing. And as we all know that in the daytime, stomatas are there in the leaves, which through which transpiration occurs. In the transpiration, what is happening? Whatever the excess of water is there, it releases into the air, right? Stomatas are open, and when it is the rate of transpiration is very high in the daytime due to the presence of sunlight, and transpiration rate is low at the night time. Okay, transport of minerals are also there in the plants. We all know that nutrition is necessary for everyone, for plants also. So in the plants, what are the mineral salts? Sodium chloride, magnesium sulfate, right? So they are transported in the form of ions, but they're not absorbed into the root hairs by the simple process of diffusion because they are ions. That is why they need energy for carrying. Right. So there is another process that we will be learning in higher classes. Transport of materials in plants. That you can understand that veins of the leaf consist of xylem and phloem, and the tissues are continuous with the stem. Then what happens? Phloem seed tubes are extremely small, right? Biologists studied that food transportation takes place with the help of phloem tissues, right? So from the leaves, it is distributed in the entire plant that helps in the transportation of food materials. Okay, let's come on to the question, students. What is the role of xylem in this action? See, xylem transports water, okay? And phloem transports food materials from the leaves to the plants, okay? So there is a different role. Okay, first question we have, students. The term cardiac refers to which organ in the body? And your options are number one, heart, option number two, vein, option number three, lymph, or is it option number four, capillary? Quick, students. Well done. Well done, students. All of you are right. The correct answer is heart. Anji Reddy, Nikki, Raju, Bhanupriya, Vemula. I'm very sorry, students. I cannot explain in Telugu. If you want in Hindi or English, I can do. Next question. On which side of the human heart is low in oxygen? Left ventricle, right ventricle, left atrium or is it right atrium? Heart is low in oxygen. Left ventricle, right ventricle, left atrium or right atrium? Quick students, I'm waiting for your responses. Okay. Sham Katkuri, Nagalakshmi is saying 4, Sham is saying 2, Lingam is saying 2. Okay, there is a confusion between 4 and 2. The correct answer is option number 4, right atrium. Okay, on the right atrium or right part, what is there? The oxygen is low. Okay. Which structures of heart controls the flow of the blood? Arteries, veins, valves, or capillaries? Which structures of the heart control the flow of the blood? Arteries, veins, valves, or capillaries? Reddy saying valve, Sham is saying valve, Bhanupriya saying capillaries. Okay, the correct answer is valve, students. So all those who have selected option number 3, valves, you all are right. I can see maximum of you have replied as 3 only. Well done, students. 3 is the right answer. Okay, next question. Which of the following opinion is correct? Ravi said, xylem and phloem cells are arranged one upon the other to form a tube-like structures. Option number 2, John said, xylem and phloem are not separate tube-like structures. Option number 3, Salma said, xylem and phloem cells connect together to form a tube-like structures. Or option number 4, Hari said, because of its shape, they said to be tube-like structures. Who is right? Ravi, John, Salma, or Hari? Quick students. Okay, Nikki Reddy saying, Shintamani, Vinay, they all are saying as option number 3. The correct answer is option number 3, students. Well done, well done. So glad to see that everyone has replied option number 3 only. Option number 4 is not the right answer, students. The right answer is option number 3. Xylem and phloem connect together to form a tube-like structure. Next question. An aphid pierces its proboscis into the dash to get plant juices. Xylem, phloem, cambium, or vascular bundle? Now, this is a common question. Uh, Common sense question. If the aphid wants plant juices, where it should pierce its proboscis? Xylem, phloem, cambium, or vascular bundles? Yes, students. 2 will be the right answer, that is phloem, because food transports through phloem. Next question. The pulse rate of newborn babies, 100 to 150, 90 to 140, 80 to 120, or 70 to 130. Pulse rate of newborn babies, students, 100 to 150, 90 to 140, 80 to 120, or 70 to 130. Nikki, Reddy, Babu, Bhanupriya, Sindhu, Raju. Okay, maximum of you are saying as number 1, and yes, you all are right, those who have selected option number 1. Next question. Pulmonary artery, which supplies deoxygenated blood to the lungs, arise from right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, or left ventricle. Quick, students. Okay, the correct answer is option number 3, right ventricle. Okay, Nikki, Babu Reddy, Raju, you all are right, students. All those who have selected option number 3, I cannot take everyone's name. Shweta is there, Chintamani, Nikita. Okay, right ventricle is the right answer, students. Aorta, which supplies oxygenated blood to the body parts, arise from right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, or left ventricle. The diagram of heart should be on your tips. These are diagram based questions. Okay, I'm already getting the responses. I can see there is a confusion between 2 and 4. The correct answer will be option number 4. Okay, so all those who have selected option 4, you all are right. Why? Because oxygenated blood transports or passes, it is there in the left part only, not in the right part. So the correct answer will be left ventricle. Okay, pulmonary vein that carries oxygenated blood into right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, or left ventricle. Pulmonary vein that carries blood open into right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, or left ventricle. All right, the correct answer is left atrium, students. Well done. Well done. Maximum of you have replied as option number 2. And yes, you all are right. Moving ahead, the superior and inferior vena cava opens into right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, or left ventricle. Hurry up, children. Superior and inferior vena cava open into right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, or left ventricle. The correct answer is option number superior and inferior vena cava. It enters into the right atrium, students, not into the left atrium. Next question. The oxygenated blood to heart from lungs is supplied by pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, coronary vein, or superior vena cava. Oxygenated blood to heart from lungs is supplied by pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, coronary vein, or superior vena cava. All right, the correct answer will be pulmonary vein or pulmonary artery, students. Yes, pulmonary vein. You all are right. Mohan, Satya, Sindhu, Reddy, Nikki. The correct answer is option number 2, pulmonary vein. Well done. Okay, next question. The largest artery is the aorta, pulmonary artery, coronary artery, or renal artery. Largest artery is the aorta, pulmonary artery, coronary artery, or renal artery. Yes, the right answer is aorta. Okay, this question is very important, students. Okay, the right answer is aorta. Well done. Every one of you is right. Number of blood vessels attached to the heart are 4, 6, 7, or 5. Number of blood vessels attached to the heart are 4, 6, 7, or 5. Okay, I can see yes, students. The correct answer is option number not 6 but 5. This is not the right answer, students. The right answer is option number 4, 5. And what are those major blood vessels? Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, and aorta. Next, the scientist who noticed valves in the leg veins for the first time. Girolamo Fabrici, William Harvey, Malfigi, or Andreas Vesalius. The scientist who noticed valves in the legs veins for the first time. Okay, someone is saying as Fabrici, someone is saying as Malfigi. The right answer is Fabrici, students. Option number 1 is the right answer. Maximum of you are right. I'm so glad to see the responses. Nikki, Abu Rehan, Vinay, Anji Reddy, Nikita, all of you are right. Next question. Who noticed by dissecting dead bodies of human beings that valves in the blood vessels are one-way valves? Girolamo Fabrici, William Harvey, Malfigi, or Andreas Vesalius? Next question, students. Quickly answer this question. Who noticed by dissecting dead bodies of human beings that valves in the blood vessels are one-way valves? Fabrici, Harvey, Malfigi, or Vesalius? Okay, the correct answer is William Harvey. Yes, all of you are right. The right answer is option number 2. The blood vessels that can squeeze out of the capillary walls are red blood vessels or RBCs, white blood vessels or WBCs, blood platelets, or all the above. Quickly answer this question. The blood vessels that can squeeze out of the capillary wall are RBC, WBC, blood platelets, or all the above. Yes, students. Reddy, Chintamani, Abu Rehan, all of you, those who have selected WBCs or white blood cells or option number 2, you all are right. Next question. If we keep the potted plants under the fan, the rate of this process increases. And your options are number one, transpiration. Option number two, absorption. Option number three, nutrition. Or is it option number four, photosynthesis? If we keep the potted plants under the fan, the rate of this process increases. Under the fan, or you can say in the air, what will happen? The correct answer is absorption. Well done, students. Okay, next question. From these parts, the blood is pumped to all the parts of the ventricles, arteria, lungs, or kidneys. Quite tricky question. Let me see how many of you are answering correctly. From these parts, the blood is pumped to all the parts of the body. Ventricles, arteria, lungs, or kidneys. Nikki saying ventricles, Reddy, Nagalakshmi saying again ventricles, Bhanupriya saying arteria. Okay, I can see there is a dilemma between 1 and 2. Let's clear the doubt. That is option number 1, ventricles. Okay, not arteria, ventricles. Option number 1 is the right answer, students. Okay, in BP 120 by 80, the numerator indicates systolic pressure, diastolic pressure, both systolic and diastolic pressure, or is it option number 4, coronary pressure? You all should know this. In BP 120 by 80, the numerator indicates systolic pressure, diastolic pressure, or option number 3, both systolic and diastolic pressure, or option number 4, coronary pressure. How come it can be both? It cannot be both anyhow. The right answer is systolic pressure. Okay? Those who have selected option number 1, Sharanya, Raju, Abu Rihan, Tirupati, Neerja. Option number 1 is the right answer, students. Okay, hypertension is due to constant strain and stress, improper functioning of kidneys, smoking and alcohol consumption, or all the above. Quick, students. Hypertension is due to constant strain and stress, improper functioning of kidneys, smoking and alcohol consumption, or all the above. Students, the right answer is all the above. Okay. So those who have selected option number 4, you are right. Sindhu, Sharanya, Raju, all the above is the right answer, students. Which of the following does not have valves? Heart, veins, arteries, or capillaries? Now this question is very easy. Which of the following does not have capillaries? Heart, veins, arteries, or capillaries? The correct answer is option number 4, capillaries. All right, students, I'm stopping till here. Okay, we will meet again in the next class with new upcoming videos. Till then, stay tuned and take care. And yes, do not forget to subscribe our channel, that is Jatadhara Educational Technology. And please do refer to your friends and family members as well so that they can also be benefited by these free classes. All right. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.